It has been a big offseason for the Edmonton Oilers, one that involved a new coach, a new GM, a new goalie, a new number one defenseman, and, of course, Connor McDavid. And he will be on the ice with those Oilers next season. Jordan Eberle joins us on Brady and Walker. Good afternoon, Jordan. How are you?
How you doing?
I'm doing well. Do you want to talk about your Roughriders? Our Roughriders?
Yeah, it's been a tough start for sure.
Like, Owen said, you're a big Rider fan. Have you? When's the last time a season was over this fast for you?
I remember when I was really young, when I was probably 8 to 12. I mean, those were some tough years, but yeah, it's 0-6. I mean, obviously only I think one team or two teams don't make the playoffs, but the Riders definitely are on the outside track already. So it hasn't been fun. But even at the start of the year, I think they were 0-3, and they could have won all three to start. So it's been close, obviously, with the exception of the last game. But
Jordan Eberle joins us on Brady and Walker. How's your summer been? How's the golf game? I know you got your hockey school coming up in Regina. That's actually just in a couple of days here. How's it been?
It's been good, yeah. I think the main thing for the summer is to get away, get refreshed, and then get back in the ice and start getting at it again. So I started training actually probably only about a week after World Championships, and just got back in, started moving again, and started skating a few weeks ago. But it's nice to finally get back on the ice. I think it was probably a month ago I started to get the itch to get back out there and play, and I've obviously done that. And then, like I said, hockey school, in Regina this week. But I live in Calgary this summer, and it's nice to just kind of stay in one spot throughout the summer. We travel so much that it's once you kind of get located in one spot and you can refresh yourself there, it's great.
You know what Toronto media can be like. Here in the most controversial of days, Phil Kessel made headlines last year saying, I skated 5 or 6 times this offseason. You said you got started skating already. When does it usually start for you? What does your offseason on ice look like? Are you skating with guys there?
Yeah. We have I train at a gym here in Calgary called Crash Condition. I've been here for about 12 years, and we have ice time set up throughout the gym. We probably have got about 12 NHL guys, and the rest are pro guys that we skate with. There's probably about 25. We got to go out there to run ice. It's great. I think this time of year, pace is pretty solid, but as far as going on the ice, it all depends. I mean, the last year, obviously not being in the playoffs or and not going to Worlds, I was on a lot earlier and skating, but this year being at Worlds, that wasn't done until about late May. So I took about a month off and then got back on there. I think, every guy's different. Some guys like to skate once or twice. Some guys like to skate 40 times. It's whatever your preference, but obviously, being a little older now and understanding how the season works, I started to figure out that, you don't want to blow yourself out going into training camp because it's a long season, it's a grind, and the fresher, more excited you are, the better.
I want to ask you about your opinion individually on some of these moves your organization has made, but just from an overall perspective, here we are, August the 4th. Does it feel different than you're used to heading into this season more so than others in Edmonton?
I think there's definitely a lot of excitement around Edmonton. I got a chance to go up to Rexall during the draft. They had a draft party there, and just speaking to some of the people and people around Edmonton, I know there's a ton of excitement. Bringing in Chiarelli, who's obviously won a cup and has a lot of experience with Hockey Canada. Keeping Mac T. I love Mac T. He's a great guy. And then obviously hiring Todd, who we had a chance to be coached by at the World Championships. Was a great experience. And then I think more than anything, most people are pretty excited about winning the draft lottery. So, there's a ton of excitement, which is great. I think that's the biggest thing you want. I'm hoping people are keeping their expectations kind of level, and I certainly am. I think sometimes if you get your expectations a little too high, without even getting into training camp and getting on the ice and playing some games, it can lead to bad things. So, I'm trying to keep that to a medium and go into camp with the best mindset that we're going to have a good team and go from game one.
How much interaction have you had with Connor McDavid to this point, and just tell me your impression of him?
I got to meet him at the ring ceremony. They combined the World Championship team and the World Juniors when we got our rings in Toronto, and a very humble kid. I think you listen to some of his interviews. He says the right things, and he works a lot, very hard. So It's great. Obviously, you've seen some of the clips and some of his highlights from junior, and there's a reason why he went number one. So I think we're pretty excited to have him, and not only him, but some of the additions that we made this offseason with Talbot and Sakara and some other guys. So.
It was funny. Like, we do the radio show here, but it's on TV, of course, and it's in Calgary as well. And when Connor McDavid was in Edmonton for the first time, and they had a practice, and so they literally cut away from our show to Oilers prospect practice, and it wasn't even a scrimmage. So I wasn't on the air. Instead, Connor McDavid was on national TV doing drills. I don't remember that when you were a rookie.
No, that's, next to maybe Sidney Crosby, I don't think I can remember much hype, this much hype. So, it's great. Like I said, I think the city and the fans are extremely excited, and that's great. I think anytime you get a buzz around a city, especially in Edmonton, where, obviously, things haven't gone well the last few or 4 years here. So we're excited about the season, first and foremost. But, I think to get to the position that we want to be in, there's going to be a lot of hard work, and there's going to be some tough times too. But I think I think one of the things, we're just excited to get to training camp and get it going.
What was your impressions? You mentioned playing for Todd McClellan at the Worlds. What impression did he make on you, and did it feel different stylistically to what you were used to with? You've had a number of coaches over the years in Edmonton.
Well, it's tough to compare. I've been to the Worlds now 5 times, and I've noticed that, I think coaching styles are a little different. You get these teams that have, guys who, realistically play power play on their home club, guys who play a lot of minutes. And with Team Canada's, I find that some guys got to give up their role. Things are different. And there's a ton of talent. So, I think you can coach the team a little differently. Obviously, we had a lot of firepower on our team, and I can't remember. We scored about 7.5 goals a game. So I don't know if it was a different coaching or whatnot, but definitely his teaching and just one-on-one stuff. He's a very smart guy. I think playing against his teams quite a bit in San Jose. They have a tendency to be offensive and dangerous on the power play. So I know we'll try and adapt as much of that style as we can. I think when you look at our forwards, for sure, up front, a lot of skill, a lot of speed. So hopefully we can use that to our advantage. And I like I said, the additions we made on the back end too. I think we definitely got stronger there and in our defensive side. So, it's just a matter of putting that all together and playing good as a team. Because I think if you watch the NHL, some of the best teams are just the ones that, really play well defensively and don't give as much up.
Jordan Eberle, our guest on Brady and Walker, the Edmonton Oilers. Like you said, you spend your offseason in Calgary, at least most of it. And I would imagine, you probably can't do much without being asked about the Battle of Alberta. We know where Calgary has been the last calendar year and what their offseason looked like. And of course, you guys are making noise as well. How often do people come up and talk to you about it? And how great are these games going to be?
Well, I definitely get harassed here quite a bit. But I love it. I love the passion that people have in Canada for hockey. It's great. I think, being kind of missing out on that battle of Alberta, obviously watching it as a young kid, but it's kind of died down, I think, in the last little bit, just the way the teams have done. But, I'd love to be able to bring that back. I think Calgary obviously is in the upstroke too, and they're making additions, had a great season last year. And I'm hoping that we're going to do the same. So, it would be great in, late come season that we're both in a position where, we're fighting or in the playoffs and play one another, which usually happens. So.
Hey, Jordan, thanks for this. I know the 0-6 Riders are here on Saturday, I believe, Saturday nights. I'm going to go. I might wear a bag so that if you see me on TV, that's me with the brown paper bag.
Yeah, I'll definitely be looking for you.
Thanks a lot, Jordan. Talk to you later.